the back bodice for the 6 pieces blouse, and I have folded it into two and I'm placing the front bodies on it. So, and this is the zipper allowance. I've marked 1.5 inch zipper allowance outward before placing the front the center front the center front panel on it. So this is my zipper allowance, and then that is the shoulder line there. Okay, then from the shoulder to the bust, and then shoulder to the under bust, and then shoulder to the waist and to the bottom of the blouse. So what I'm going to do now is to measure the dart allowance, okay, the nipple to nipple measurement. You know, I used 4 for the front, and then I took 1 inch away for the front. Now because this is the back, we are not taking anything off at the back, so instead I'm going to replace that 1 inch we took away from the front. That 1 inch we took away as the bustier, I'm going to replace it back to the front, just like I'm doing now. And remember, I also measured 5 inches downward from the shoulder line. So you're also going to replace that 1 inch we took away from there. So I'm replacing it now, okay? But at the under bust area and at the waist area, we also took 1/2 inch from the waist area. We also took 1 inch from the waist area, and then 1 inch from the under bust area. So I'm going to replace the 1 inch back, just like we are replacing everything we took off at the front. We are replacing it back. So I'm going to roll the lines now. All the points I took, I'm going to roll it out now. So once I'm done at the waist area, I'll go in by 1/2 inch. You know, 1/2 inch is what we usually take off the back dart at the back. So I'm going to take 1/2 inch off the back dart. So after taking 1/2 inch up, then from the bust point, I will also go up by 1/2 inch. I will go up by 1/2 inch at the bust point. So after marking the 1/2 inch at the bust point, I'm going to connect the lines together from the bust point to the 1/2 inch I took inward at the waist, and also to the bottom of the blouse. So you can see I'm done connecting the lines together, and then I'm going to cut this out. Okay, so at the zipper allowance, to avoid your zipper folding at the back, you need to take 1/2 inch away from the waist. You can see what I'm marking now, and once you are done, you connect upward. Okay, you connect upward, and then you connect downward, and then stopping by about 2 inches before your blouse length. So I'm connecting upward now. Okay, so the next thing is to connect downward as well, and I will stop 2 inches before the blouse length, or before your dart. So I'm going to connect the lines together and then cut this out. So we are done cutting the center back. So this is the center back now. So, and this is how it should look like after cutting it. So I'm going to move to the side of the 2 sides of the back, which I'm also going to use the front panel to cut it. So you can see I already placed the front panel on it, and I extended the waistline and the under bust line and the bust line as well. You can see this is a bust line, this is the under bust and the waist. So I'm going to extend the shoulder line as well, okay? So remember that the other side of the front dart too, we also took 1 inch. You know, we took 1 inch on both sides of the dart at the front. So we are going to be replacing that 1 inch back to the back measurement we are making, because we don't need any dart intake at the upper side of the front of the back dart. So I'm going to be replacing 1 inch in all the places I took away 1 inch at the front. So since I'm cutting the back, I'm going to replace all the 1 inch back there. So you can see at the under bust, I'm replacing the 1 inch, the waist I'm replacing the 1 inch, and then I'll connect back to the other points there. And once I'm done, I'm also going to go in by half an inch, just like I did before, going by half an inch for the dart intake at the back, okay? So once I'm done, I'll also come up again by half an inch at the bust point, and then I'll connect back to the half an inch I took inward at the waist. So once I'm done, I'll also connect the points together again, and then I'll connect back to the length of the blouse, just like I'm doing right now. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. So this is what you should have once you are done cutting. So I'm going to be cutting my armhole after joining the lining to the fabric. But if you want to cut your armhole, I will show you what you need to do to cut out your armhole. So all you need to do is to cut out your armhole. If you want to cut out the armhole before joining, you take the nipple to nipple measurements, which is the nipple to nipple measurement of 4 inches. You take it out just like I'm doing now, okay? And then you measure your shoulder to shoulder measurement from there. You can see how I'm placing the tape rule. So you place your nipple to nipple measurement, and then the armhole, the shoulder to shoulder measurement I'm working with is 7 inches. Then you need to add 1 inch back there, because you have to join the dart by half an inch on both sides. So that means I'm going to be marking 8 inches. And then you mark your shoulder slope of 1 inch, and from the shoulder slope you take your armhole line, okay, just like I'm doing now. And then once you are done doing that, you curve your armhole. If you want to cut the front armhole as well, you know you need to go in by half an inch at the front armhole before cutting out. So this is what you need to do if you want to cut the armhole before joining. But I will advise that you join the panels together before you cut out your armhole, because there will be some inequalities after joining, so that you can trim that off before you eventually take your armhole measurement. So this is what it looks like after curving it. That is if you want to cut your armhole before joining, but I'm going to be joining mine before I cut out the armhole. So guys, I'm done joining the blouse together, and this is what it looks like. And I have also cut the neck and the armhole. Once you are done joining the blouse together, then you fold it into two and then cut out your armhole, cut out your neck. Cutting of armhole is the same thing you do when you're cutting your normal blouse, okay? So after joining this together, I had some inequalities around the upper part here, so I had to trim it off. So when joining, you'll be joining from the bottom up from the bottom to the top. That is how you are going to join. And then I cut the lining the same way as the fabric. So this is how I joined the lining. You can see I've also inserted the zipper to the back as well. You can see how it looks. This is the zipper. And after joining, ensure that you top stitch the seam allowance on the lining so that it can help keep the lining in place. You can see, and remember to iron all the seam. You iron all the seam open. And to give your fabric stability, you can add BFF or gum. I think gum stay BFF, all you need to do is you are going to be cutting it out the same way you cut out each of this panel. You cut it out the same way and then you iron it on your fabric. You can iron it both on the fabric and the lining, okay. And if you want to add normal stay, if you are someone that likes standing peplum and you want your 6 pieces blouse to stand, you can decide to also add paper stay, the same thing as normal stay. So when you are adding down, because the paper stay is harder than the BFF, all you need to do is you are going to be adding the paper stay from the waist to the bottom because it's hard. So not the hard stay. Hard stay is different from paper stay. The hard stay is the hardest of the stay, while the normal stay is the medium. So you are going to be adding it from the waist to the bottom, while the BFF you cut it the same way you cut out each of this panel and you glue it. But you can just use the BFF alone if you don't want a standing flare. And if you want your 6 pieces blouse to be wavy, you can also add crinoline to the to the bottom of your blouse. So I hope you find this video helpful. If you do, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click the like button, because when you like this video, YouTube automatically recommend it for others who are interested in a video like this. And don't forget to share this video as well. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.